Good morning. This is MemphisWeather.net meteorologist Erik Proseus, and it's been several days since we've done a forecast discussion for you on the blog, and decided this morning we just put it in video format for you to talk a little bit about the next few days as far as the weather's concerned here in the Mid-South, and kind of give you an update of what to expect as we head through the weekend and into next week. We're looking at the last couple of days of the FedEx St. Jude Golf Tournament this weekend, and also some other activities around. The Redbirds are in town, and Levitt Shell's got concerts going on, lots of activities for the summertime, so let's get right into it here. And the big story going on right now is a large area of high pressure that covers the southeastern United States, and we can see that right down over the Tennessee Valley, down into the deep south, around Florida. This is we're looking at the GFS model initialized this morning, and this is the large area of high pressure, commonly called the Bermuda High during the summertime, and it's poking into the southeastern U.S. And basically is giving us hot and humid weather as southerly flow around the backside of that high comes up off the Gulf of Mexico into our area. As we take this forward through the weekend into early next week, you'll see there's not a whole lot of change to that. I'm going to stop it right here about 48 hours out. This is Monday morning, and you still see a pretty good area of high pressure, not quite as strong, but it is still covering the southeastern U.S. We still have this southerly flow off the Gulf. And as we head into a little bit later into the middle part of next week, we're still looking at high pressure over the southeastern U.S., although it's merged with another high that came across the northern plains and into the Great Lakes region, so it kind of covers this whole area, but still kind of the same type of general pattern, although a little bit weaker. One other thing that we'll take note of and talk more about as we go through here is the emergence of possibly our next tropical system in the Gulf of Mexico, and this is going to show up down here. It's right now is a area of interest down over the near the Yucatan. In fact, here's the forecast model tracks for that. The Hurricane Center this morning investigating this area, and these are the potential model tracks, and it takes it across the Yucatan and then emerges into the western Gulf of Mexico, and it looks like it may make a run towards the Texas coast, somewhere along the Texas coast. We'll have to see how that pans out, but again, this is because of the influence of that big high pressure ridge over the southeastern U.S. That it would move around the periphery of that high. So as we go out into the middle of early part of next week. This is Monday morning. Again, here is that area of low pressure as far as the GFS is concerned, where it thinks it's going to be on Monday morning. And then as we go out towards Tuesday morning, you kind of see the weakness in that ridge, basically where that potential tropical system would move right through there into the Texas coast. And then as we move a little bit farther, you can see that it kind of is going to wrap around the Mid-South and move maybe into the Ohio Valley. We'll take a look at that a little closer here in a minute. This is the 500 millibar or 18,000 foot level, and it really picks up that ridge really well in the southeastern U.S. So you see this is the big high pressure area cell over the southeastern U.S., and that pretty much maintains itself, stays in place right into early next week. It moves very little. It strengthens and weakens at times, but it does pretty much stay right over the same area. So this is 12Z Tuesday morning or 7 a.m. Tuesday morning, and again it's in the same area. This is where that tropical system would be located, right along the upper Texas coast there. And as we move forward, you'll see that that kind of comes right around that ridge. And here's midday Wednesday, so it's kind of being absorbed into a trough in the central portion of the country, but you notice that it would go right around the periphery of that ridge. So let's take a look then at the 6-hourly precip here. This is off of the GFS. We're zoomed in a little bit closer to the Mid-South and looking at the precipitation, total precipitation by 6-hourly period as we go through the weekend. So that is this afternoon. We do have a chance of seeing some showers or thunderstorms around the area this afternoon. You notice underneath the big high pressure ridge it stays dry. It's this area around the outside of it where the southerly flow is established. That's what we call the ring of fire. It's an area around the outside of that cell where those thunderstorms tend to fire up and you get the precipitation. And that looks to be from eastern Texas and Louisiana up into Arkansas, Missouri, and then moving up into the Ohio Valley from there. So it looks like the southeast is going to stay fairly dry, but that periphery of the ridge would be where we'd see those thunderstorms. And this is tomorrow afternoon. It does show a little bit drier here tomorrow afternoon, perhaps, with that ridge extending a little farther into Arkansas. And then as we take you out into Monday, here's Monday afternoon. Monday looks a little bit drier. In fact, we've got just a 20% chance of rain for Monday as that high pressure ridge influences the area. Now that does mean hot and humid weather though, so we're looking at pretty good humidity values, and temperatures are going to be up there around 90 at least as well. And here is where this model, the GFS model, thinks that the tropical system will go coming up out of the western Gulf of Mexico, and it has it towards the lower portion of the Texas shoreline. This would be Tropical Storm Bill if it does get strong enough to be named, and I think that's a fairly decent possibility. And then you'll see as we move into later in the week, this is right here. Stop it right there, Tuesday afternoon. So there's the remnants of it over northeast Texas. The Dallas area could be getting a fair amount of rain from this, and actually a lot of rain down along the Texas coast as well. Houston and up towards Lake Charles, areas that do not need to see a whole lot more rain, as a lot of it has fallen in the last month or so. But they look like they could get quite a bit. And then that former Tropical Storm Bill would then ride right around the outside of that ridge. This is Wednesday afternoon, and you saw it traveling right up around the outside of the ridge up into Missouri. And so as it does that, perhaps we could see some remnant activity, thunderstorms, showers and thunderstorms from that, maybe midweek. Again, the timing on this could be off a little bit, but we're looking at the midweek time period for increased chances of rain as perhaps the remnants of that system moves in. It's possible that it could just completely fall apart over Texas as it moves inland and really not have much of an influence. This is just what the latest model run from the GFS thinks on that. Closer in for today, let's take a quicker look at zoomed in right over the Memphis area, what we're going to expect today. And this is the high resolution rapid refresh model. It's one of our better models for nowcasting where we're going to see showers and thunderstorms during the day. It does a pretty good job with timing and so forth. And so this is noon today. We're recording this at 11:30, so this is its forecast at noon. We do have dry conditions across the Mid-South right now. As we go out later into the afternoon, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, right now it's not showing too much around the area, although we are going to be watching some showers and thunderstorms perhaps coming up from the southwest. If this timing is right, then those wouldn't get here till this evening, and as the sun is setting, as we've seen the last couple of nights, that should weaken as it moves in, but it does give us some few showers around the area later on this evening, 8, 9, 10 o'clock or so, perhaps completely falling apart by that time. It'll be worth watching, but if you have outdoor plans for this evening, you want to keep that in the back of your mind. Possible to see a shower, and just because it says nothing is around during this afternoon does not mean that we won't see an isolated shower or thunderstorm around during the afternoon hours today as well. So let's take a look then for the next few days. The MemphisWeather.net significant weather outlook, which we publish every day. You'll find it on our website. And it's got the next 3 days hazards that are expected. Scattered afternoon and early evening thunderstorms today. We're not expecting a whole lot of rain or not a whole lot of flooding issues out of that. Those storms would be moving fairly straightforward, so they shouldn't be just sitting in place. Heat index will be up in the mid-90s today. Temperatures up around 90 degrees with dew point around 70. That's pretty uncomfortable as far as the humidity is concerned, and the heat index will be in the mid-90s. For Sunday, a chance of afternoon thunderstorms. Once again, heat index is in the mid-90s. Monday, a slightly less chance of thunderstorms. Again, no flooding, hail, wind. We're not expecting any severe weather with any of this. Heat index is remaining in the mid-90s. And here's our forecast for the next 6 days. For today, 90 degrees for the afternoon high, 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms. Again, late afternoon to early evening is the time period we're watching the most right there with today, but can't rule out an isolated thunderstorm during the early mid-afternoon hours as well. For Sunday, slightly lower chance of rain, 30%, the high again around 90, heat index around 95, 96 degrees. You see the overnight low very warm. For Monday and Tuesday, just a 20% chance of rain as that ridge really establishes itself over the area. Temperatures in the 90 to low 90s range, and we'll see heat indices in the mid to upper 90s. And then as we head towards midweek, we're increasing those rain chances slightly with the possibility that we could see some remnants of that tropical system maybe moving around to our north. If not that, then we do think the ridge is going to weaken just a little bit and allow a little bit better chances of showers and thunderstorms. High temperatures bump down just a little bit to account for that possible rainfall and increased cloud cover, upper 80s. Overall, it looks like a pretty summertime forecast, which you might expect. around the Mid-South this time of year. So that's what we've got going on for the next several days. Hope that you've gotten some information out of this that will help you plan for the next few days, what to expect. Just maintain those heat safety tips. Make sure that you're drinking plenty of water, preferably Gatorade, but water is best. Light-colored, loose-fitting clothing. Make sure that you're covering up using the sunscreen to protect you from those sun's rays, especially during the early afternoon to early evening hours the next few days. And that's all left. So make sure that you follow us on Twitter and Facebook. We'll get you the latest information through Nowcasting on those mediums as well. And download the mobile app, MemphisWeather.net, on Android and iPhone, and that'll give you the latest radar, current conditions, any updates to the forecast that we post will all be right there in the palm of your hand. Everyone have a great weekend. For MemphisWeather.net, I'm meteorologist Erik Proseus.